I'm going to teach you how to do a board slide for beginners or intermediate or advanced or whoever wants to watch this video. Okay, so the board slide, I would say it's easiest on a rail like this. This is actually a good rail to learn beginner board slides on. It's square. You could do this on a square rail. You could do it on a round rail. You could do it on a ledge. But on a ledge, the difference is on a rail, you're only sliding on the board. On a ledge, which I'll show you in a second, you're sliding on the board and your wheels will be on top. So it requires a little bit of extra pressure there on that ledge, unless it's just like so waxed up. So first, you gotta find yourself a little rail. You can also get nice little rails to learn on Amazon. We've done videos on hundreds of them. So there you got that. Before you get into learning how to do a rail, you need to have some basics really down. And you have to be conscious of what could occur on this rail. So if you're a brand new skater, make sure you're wearing protective gear, elbow pads, knee pads are good. A helmet is very, very smart because you don't want to hit that rail and slide off and fall backwards and hit your head on the rail. That will be really bad. It's very dangerous. So before you get into doing the rail at all, you're going to learn some basics. Obviously, you need to be able to push. You need to have a pretty good, decent ollie. And I also recommend for this a front side 180. So a front side 180, I've been teaching a lot of beginners recently, and there's a ton of confusion on front side or back side. So when I turn and my front of my body is toward the direction I'm going in, that's front side. So it's a little confusing because when I'm riding up to the rail and the rail's to my backside, that's backside. So I'm gonna do a front side 180 motion to go into a backside board slide, which is what I'm going to teach you today, backside board slide. So front side 180 is also very good to have down. It's this. So you can get onto a board slide without the best of 180, but the better your 180, the easier this is going to be for sure. And I think for a brand new skater, the hardest thing about hitting a rail is the fear factor. It can be super scary because you're just used to flat ground. You're rolling around, you're doing your tricks down here. And if you fall, you're gonna hit your board maybe, but mostly you're just gonna roll on the ground. On the rail, you have the possibility of hitting the rail, which is sketchy. Before you even get started, you gotta figure out the best way to run up to this. You can go straight perpendicular, but I suggest if you're a brand new skater, we're gonna go at a little bit of an angle just like that, and we're not going to hit a ton of the rail at first when we get into the slide. But before we even get into the slide, I want you to just go really slow and jump onto that rail and get into a little board stall. I'll show you what I mean. So you can go like this, jump on there, and then you can just kind of jump off. Getting off of that, exiting from that, is so hard. So you can go a little bit straight, maybe a little bit angled, and you want to get it into that position. The board slide is one of your first slide tricks that you should learn because look at how much real estate you have to land. This whole section here. Whereas if you're like, I'm gonna learn a tail slide, you only got this. Nose slide, you only got this. Or any grind on the trucks, you only got that. And the grind on the trucks can be, especially on a round rail, very unstable. So right here you have a lot. You could land anywhere from there all the way to there. So anywhere you practice on there, you can get on there. So this first step, it's easiest or best done on a ledge. If you can find a small ledge or a curb, you just want to roll up, jump on it, and just jump off. As part of this explanation here, I'm going to take you over to this ledge, which this is a bad example of a beginner ledge because it's so high. But I'm going to show you what it would mean to learn to jump on and land on this part of your board on the ledge. Okay, so we got this ledge here. We go. Same thing. Just jump onto the ledge and jump off. So you can see the difference between, here's the ledge. Now my board is sliding here, but the wheels are up on top. So if we're gonna do a board slide on this, you're either gonna have to pop and be at such an angle you're like on this, or you're gonna have to have your wheels on top and your wheels are gonna have to slide, which can make it difficult. And if you're gonna do it on a ledge, you need to wax this part of the ledge, wherever your wheels are gonna slide. But for the purposes of jumping on and getting the practice, this is a good step. But if you're a beginner, this is way too high. So don't try a high ledge like this. But that's what you want to do for a beginner. And remember, just exit the best you can. Okay, so think I'm gonna show you first how to do it on just this little ledge. So I was going from straight on, just jumping on, and now I'm gonna go at a little bit of an angle. And I'm gonna jump off. Keep in mind, you're wearing your helmet, wearing your elbow pads, knee pads. Something that can go wrong on this step is you could be leaning too far forward and fly forward, which is okay, you'll catch yourself, or you will be leaning too far back and you could slide back. If there's too much wax on the ledge or rail, it's gonna slide very fast. If there's not enough wax on the ledge or rail, it's gonna slide very slow. Okay, so that's your practice step on the ledge. Jump on straight, jump on at about a 45-degree angle. You can also do like 1 foot jump on. If you're not quite ready to just jump fully on, just go 1 foot. And really you're working your way up to this full trick, right? The way I do all my tutorials, give you something to practice so you can keep practicing, and then you work your way up to the full thing. Now, I'm gonna do a board slide, but I'm gonna do it like that, where I just hit a little small amount and it's just like that. I'll go right up to the edge there. Woo! That probably is your very first and your easiest board slide. And there's probably some very easier obstacles that I should get and do some tutorials on to teach you guys these easier tricks. But this is a good example of like your very, very first board slide. Just make it really small, just right towards the end. And if you have a smaller ledge, you don't even need to ollie so high. You can mostly just turn onto it. But you need to go with speed at a little bit of an angle and jump on there. Just like that. So now, from there, if you wanted to slide further, you need to get your wheels on there. You can also test it just with your hands, just like I just did there. If you hear that noise where it's like, ah, you know there's not enough wax on top. I do have the Dragon Formula wheels though, and they do slide quite well. Let me try this and try to make it slide. Nope, not sliding. And I didn't bring wax. If you're a beginner, bring wax. If you're intermediate, bring wax. If you're advanced, bring the wax. Okay, I think you guys get the idea on the ledge though. There you go, you got it. Now, we're gonna go to the rail. Rail it up, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Some skaters prefer a round rail. Some skaters prefer a square rail. I guess I don't really have too much of a preference. But again, very similar. We're gonna go straight on. Here, I'm gonna recap the first basic steps. I actually think just alling straight on for a beginner like this is probably so scary. So just build your way up to that. Probably the easiest thing that you could do is just go from the angle of the side and just do the smallest little bit. That's what I do. Just make it the tiniest little tap that you can, and you want to build your way up. So I will recap these steps though real fast. That's going straight on. You're gonna jump over. Now we're gonna go same as the ledge, about 45-degree angle. And there you can see I have all my body weight forward on purpose because I'm trying to jump off. And now we're gonna go a little bit, not 45-degree angle, not totally parallel, but a little bit angle and just like straight into it. I'm gonna slide and jump off. Okay, and then you're starting to feel how waxed the rail is. Is it sticky? Can you make it through that? And then you're gonna go for it. You're gonna jump on, you're gonna give it the full wang danga, lean back, put everything you got into it, believe in yourself. You guys know the drill. Just like that. So you're gonna go, you're gonna pop up, you're gonna land. Man, the more I think about this, the more I go like this, for beginners, this is so scary. But you guys gotta get over your fear. I realized another thing that you should do, instead of getting on the rail right away, pick a crack. Like go like, that's my rail right there. And go and jump into it. Another really good place to learn for beginners is a parking block. Probably the best place is a parking block because you can just wax it up and you can just literally ride onto it. This one is a little bit too high to ride on. Otherwise I would show you that. But let's say this is your parking block right here. You can just go and just go boom. And just literally turn your board, front side kick turn like this, onto the parking block and let it slide. And for a parking block, you are gonna need to wax it. It's gonna need to be pretty slippery. Okay, so I'm gonna do a few more on this and give you some more tips. The skate park makes it extra hard because the run up is bad. You're gonna ride up to it, pop, Don't lean too far forward. Don't lean too far back. Get your board on and then exit. You're not turning your head and shoulders full 180 style, just a little bit. And then you're gonna turn your feet back. And when you land back to regular, which is the easiest way, your body will be a little bit twisted, a little crooked, because you're just turning your legs and then your legs back. There we go. If you're a frontside 180 guy and you have your frontside 180s down really well, guy or gal, it might be easier for you to do this trick to fakie. So if you really got your frontside 180s mastered and you're good at turning your upper body, you could try this one as well, where I'm gonna go and then I'm gonna land switch off the rail. For this one, I'm turning my upper body, shoulders all the way. Just like that. It's a full turn. Pop in, slide, keep your shoulders, your upper body turning, turn off, land switch and roll away. Okay, one more. And the better you get and the more comfortable you get, the faster you can go, the longer you can slide. But when you're very first starting out, just do the littlest amount, just the slightest little baby slide. You just want to get on right there and then get out, and then a little bit longer, and then a little bit longer until you can do a good majority of the rail. When you're a brand new skater and you get your first slide, it is the greatest feeling ever. You're like, okay, I got this. I can jump onto a rail. I can slide across it. I'm feeling really good. And there we go. Progressing on a skateboard is difficult. This is not an easy sport. This is not an easy thing to ride. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to understand. There's all kind of pressures and motions and various things. But I'm making these videos to help you, the beginner skater, advanced skater, intermediate skater, to learn more about this, get better at it, push yourself, build your own self-confidence, and achieve your own goals that you have on this board. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like, leave a comment below. And you, yes you, learn to ride a skateboard. We got everything you need at BrailleSkateboarding.com.